Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, we are going to do a page pull from one of my favorite books by Louise Hay. Go out and grab it if you feel called, if you feel a little flutter in your heart as you were looking at it. That is your intuition saying, you need this book. There's a message in it for you. All right, so let's start off with a page. Chapter 5, what do we do now? I see my patterns and I choose to make changes. Okay, ready? Here we go. Decide to change, throwing up our hands in horror at what we may call the mess of our lives and just giving up are the ways many people react at this point. Others get angry at themselves or at life and also give up. By giving up, I mean deciding it's all hopeless and impossible to make any changes, so why try? The rest of it goes, just stay the way you are. At least you know how to handle that pain. You don't like it, but it's familiar and you hope it won't get any worse. To me, habitual anger is like sitting in a corner with a dunce cap on. Does this sound familiar? Something happens and you get angry. Something else happens and you get angry again. Something else happens and once again, you get angry. But you never go beyond getting angry. What good does that do? It's a foolish reaction to waste your time only getting angry. It's also a refusal to perceive life in a new and different way. It would be much more helpful to ask yourself, how are you creating so many situations to get angry at? This is genius. We are putting ourselves in environments that make us angry. So we are choosing the pain instead of choosing a little bit of discomfort by going into the unknown and opening yourself up to change, where that discomfort is short-lived and then you have happiness in the end, or you can decide to not change and to stay in and keep choosing that pain over and over and over again. And that's what fear does to us. When we fear, and we can forgive ourselves because we've been through traumatic things, we have this inner magnet inside of us that is drawing us to these situations and to these people that are triggering us or bringing up fear inside of our body. If you guys haven't already, I posted a video about how I faced my fear of public speaking, and I had a fear of failure, of messing up on camera on like live TV. But that rooted all the way back to childhood abuse and of me fearing, getting in trouble if I got a bad grade and physically getting hurt. And that fear is a magnet in my body. It lives in my body. And I had to remove it in order to step through and go do the TV show. I could have chosen to not do that show and stayed in my pain of always wondering what would have happened or where my life could have gone if I did that. And I instead pushed through that discomfort of being really scared the day of and driving there and actually having tears a couple hours before we filmed. And it was uncomfortable for that short period of time, but the relief and the good feeling I had afterwards was like in my video. I'll link it below. You could see in my video, I was beaming. I was so happy and so proud of myself. And that was worth it for me. But I wasn't always like that. I was not a brave soul in my younger years. And I don't blame anybody else who stays in discomfort because you don't know any different. It takes one time for you to step through your fear and make a decision that will bring you happiness in the end, but in the meantime, it might be difficult and uncomfortable. All it takes is one time. We have to be open to that one time, because once you do it once, now you know what it feels like and you can trust it, and you can trust that the happiness and the joy will follow. But if you've never done it, you're consistently going to stay in that pain of not changing and always getting angry over and over and over again. Your life will consistently look like anger. You'll attract situations that drive you nuts all the time. You'll attract people that get on your nerves. It's like this, you're on a loop. And the way to get off the loop is change. And you have to break through your fear, which goes back to childhood. So it's this little cycle you have to trace back to the root, and we have to pull the root out, thank it, hug it, be so grateful that it happened to us because it made us stronger. And then we can help other people by inspiring them to create change in their life. All right, let's see how this finishes out. It says, it would be much more helpful to ask yourself, how are you creating so many situations to get angry at? What are you believing that causes all these frustrations? What are you giving out that attracts in others the need to irritate you? Why do you believe that to get your way, you need to get angry? Whatever you give out comes back to you. The more you give out anger, the more you are creating situations for you to get angry at, like sitting in a corner with a dunce cap on, getting nowhere. Does this paragraph bring up feelings of anger? Good. It must be hitting home. This is something you could be willing to change. And then the next part is all about making the change. So I'm really glad this came up because there are a lot of my clients who are struggling with partners and spouses and people in their life, or parents or siblings that they're having discord with, and they're just angry. And I try to coach them and say, listen, like their anger, there's a lot of grief. Underneath anger is grief. There's sadness about their life, whether it's from childhood, whether it's their current situations, there's something that's causing them, they wish things could be different and they can't change it. So they get angry, and then the anger builds. And the only way to help somebody through this is through praying for them. And if this is you and you're watching and you're feeling a lot of anger in your life and frustration, you keep attracting these situations where you're just like, I just want my life to go well, but everything keeps unfolding in the ways that you don't want it to unfold. Go deep. Okay. What are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself you're not worthy of a better life? Are you telling yourself that you need to be punished for the things you've done? Are you telling yourself that, are you not saying anything and you're just oblivious to the subconscious mind that is playing out all these scenarios every single day? And then if that's the case, if you're not even aware of your thoughts, now we go back to our childhood and see how we were raised. You know, what were our parents' belief systems? Were we neglected? Were we told to be quiet and stay in a corner and don't make any noise, which is, you know, someone might have a fear of being seen after experiencing that because it doesn't feel good because they're so used to being hiding. So we have to go back to our childhood and unpack why we have this magnet inside of us that is attracting all this negativity and all this anger. Because once we can pull that magnet out, which is your childhood trauma, and we're aware of it, that's when your external world now starts to change. You can start attracting better situations and you can start to think differently. Sometimes you don't even have to unpack the childhood trauma. You can just start thinking differently about yourself and your life. And you're going to say, no, I'm not going to choose to let this situation drive me nuts. I'm going to see it differently. And how can this, instead of getting angry, how can I be grateful for the situation? Where's the good in it? And when we do that, we start to shift the magnet and it doesn't attract those negative things anymore. It attracts those positive things. So sometimes it's just a quick little internal shift, and your feelings have to match the mind. So you can't just think your way out of something. You have to feel your way out of something. You have to truly believe and feel in your body whatever you're thinking. And that's why manifesting can be hard for some people, because they're thinking the thought, they're writing it down, they're doing the vision board, but they're not feeling like the person that has the thing. And that's going to be my next video that I do after I end this video is going to be the person. We have to be the person if we want to attract whatever we desire. We have to be that person. And I was listening to a podcast with Kyle Cease, and he was talking about how when you want to call in something new, there's this older version of yourself that is living this older life, right? Like say you want to jump timelines and you want to be a millionaire and you want to have all this luxury in your life and you want to have a different maybe partner, whatever. If you want to hop lives like that, this old life has to die first, which means you have to lose all the people. Your relationships are going to fall apart. You might have to like not be in the place that you're living in anymore. It's like that's death to that entire lifestyle for you to get over here. And first you have to experience that death of that old version of who you are, your belief systems, your habits. You know, sometimes the universe makes us go through things so that we can jump over here. But when it's happening, we don't know that we're about to jump or be moved. And we might think our world is falling apart. That's why there's breakdown before manifestation arrives, because there has to be a death to the old you, because you don't match that vibration in this energy. You're not a millionaire if you're in this energy driving a car that's pretty junky and you're going to a job that you don't like. And you have to put an end to this in order to get here. And that's why when people manifest the lottery and then they self-sabotage and lose all the money, that's because they didn't let go of this old lifestyle. So they got the money and they quickly jumped timelines. But in this energy, they can't hold on to that money because they're still in this vibration. So they sabotage and then they lose everything. So it really getting to the root of your magnet and why are you calling in certain things? How can we get you in alignment to shifting your thoughts, only calling in the positive things? If something's making you angry, dive deep into why, and then start to unpack it and say, I choose differently. I'm not going to let something that from childhood still run my life. I'm going to be different. I want to heal this. I want to talk to a mentor. I want to talk to a coach who can help me see help me see my magnet. Why am I drawing in this negativity? And then we'll pull that magnet out and we'll replace it with a new one that only draws in the highest and whitest light and excitement and joy and happiness. And your life begins to change. And it gets really, really magical too. All right, lovies, I hope this video helped you. Remember, be open to change. Don't stay stuck in that loop. Takes one little baby step. Have the conversation, send the text, send the email, quit the job, do whatever you need to do to get that change rolling, because the discomfort of the unknown after you break free from something, it's short-lived. The joy and the happiness will follow. But if you choose to stay in something that's uncomfortable, the pain will always be there. You're going to be comfortable with it, but it's forever going to be there. It's never going to end. Whereas if you leap, the discomfort is only short-lived. You only have to be in that unknown phase for a little bit. And I experienced that too when I left my job. And you can do it. And if you need help, book a coaching call with me. I'd love to help and guide you on your journey. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. I'm sending you so much love. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.